Oh my god, this is Knuckin' Futz. It's another episode of Post to Post with your boys G-diddy and the Pickle. How's it going, Pickle?
That makes no fucking sense.
How's it going, Pickle?
That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
I haven't been here for a while and I'm pretty sleep deprived, so, yeah, G-diddy and the Pickle tonight. Rolling heavy in D-Town.
D-Town?
I don't know. I think I wanted to say Z-Town because D-Town sounds like we're about to dick down. That's a little awkward since we are brothers. But yeah, dude, D-Town it is. What came out?
Oh, well played. Well played.
Yeah, and you know I'm not a Z boy. I don't ride Zephyr skateboards. I don't even think.
So, damn. How were all of your shows?
They were solid, man. You know, I didn't get to have as much fun as one would like because, you know, I might be in the minority to our listeners. I don't know. We've never actually had any comments from you to let me know what your thought is on COVID. But I take it pretty serious. See that? See what I did there? I talked a little bit of shit. Reverse psychology. Oh, yeah. Leave a comment, guys.
Yeah.
You know, I take it pretty serious. So I went to Riot Fest. Riot Fest was solid. You know, the lineup really wasn't my cup of tea because of all the lineup changes. Like pretty much most of the bands I wanted to see dropped off. Like, I really wanted to see Pixies. Pixies would have been cool. But I got to see who was it? I got to see Boss Tones again for the second time in my life.
Nice.
So that was good. They played mainly newer stuff, but they did play the old stuff. And to all you 90s terrible movie lovers, they did play the song from Clueless, impression that I get.
But of course, that's their moneymaker.
It is the moneymaker. That was the closing act. So, but they did also play Rascal King, so that was...
Oh, nice.
But they did not meet the PRB level from when I saw them there, and they did not play Royal Oil, which that's more of a deep cut, even though it is...
Royal Oil is quite the deep cut. I would have taken Jackknife to a Swan.
That would have been solid.
Or, what is it, like Devil's Business or something? I forget.
Yeah,
Devil's Night Out?
I think, yeah, Devil's Night Out, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that was like first album, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. They didn't play, I don't think they played but like 2 songs from Question the Answers. But, you know, they mainly kind of stayed with Let's Face It.
Yeah, Let's Face It.
They stuck with that one While We're At It, which is the one before their most recent one. And then it was the recent album When God Was Great. Those were the 3 main albums they played. I think they did pepper in a few from some other ones, but those are the main ones I picked up. But it was solid. It was good. Rancid was there. I still don't think Tim Armstrong plays his guitar, but whatever. It was a good, fun show, as always, because, you know, regardless of my thoughts on Tim and his guitar playing now, he still is a hell of a hype man on stage.
Yeah, he is.
Dude moves like no one's business, and he still belted out with that weird slurred speech stutter thing. All I know is, in addition, Laura Jane Grace dropped an Operation Ivy t-shirt, and I got mine today in the mail, finally.
Got mine yesterday.
That was cool.
Wearing it tomorrow when I go see Primus.
There you go. And Riot Fest is currently in a slight Twitter beef with the lead singer of Eve 6, so chances are they will be playing next year.
Instead of this year?
They're playing. They did not play this year.
Oh, Riot Fest. I was thinking of V-Fest. Never mind.
No. In fact, I am not going to the fest anymore.
Oh.
Due to everyone who I go with has officially bailed out. And, you know, obvious reasons. And then my buddy bailed out because he works in a distribution center at a place, and pretty much everyone in his workplace has been going out gallivanting around getting COVID, so he doesn't want to give or get.
That's fair. That's fair.
So he bailed on it, and so that's 2 of the 3 people who would go. So I bailed as well and requested a refund.
It is what it is.
And then here today, old L-Dog got sent to Florida for his work, I think in like a week or 2. So he's going to be near Gainesville for Fest, so I could have kept it.
Damn.
Gone. But, you have to put your refund in by the 1st in order to get it. So how would I have known?
Hey, I mean, it's a roll of the dice.
It is. And I really did. I honestly, to be 100% honest, with this lineup, I was really just going for Eve 6. I'm not even joking. Like, that's a weird guilty pleasure. I really liked the Grim Value. It was a fun pop punk new wave album, and it was just fun. It was a little raw, and it's on an indie label, so they hit all my buttons.
Fair enough. Now, to bring it back to wrestling, who all did you see?
All right, so at Riot Fest, I saw absolutely nobody.
That makes sense.
Yep, Riot Fest.
That's because Riot Fest weekend, your boy...
Everyone was a Supernova Ska.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I had gone to that instead.
Cross was at Supernova.
Supernova had a pretty stellar lineup.
Yeah, they did.
And it was did they still have it in Virginia Beach?
It was down at one of the brewery places outside Virginia Beach, so like a 4-hour drive from me.
Nice.
Because to get to Virginia Beach, you have to drive around your ass to get to your elbow.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But, continue.
Okay, so I got back from Riot Fest, and, I had the lady wouldn't even let me pretty much in the house until I got a negative COVID test.
That's fair.
So, she let me in the house. I just had to I just threw all my clothes in the laundry to get it decontaminated, and then came into my room, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. It just stayed here until I got the results, but found out where I live gives free COVID tests, and they do it within 4 to 8 hours, based on my experience.
Nice.
Came back negative, so then I got to be in the house. But then the next day, flew out to Vegas for Punk Rock Bowling. Punk Rock Bowling was a better time, better lineup, but one of the other reasons why I was okay with skipping Fest is Fest is primarily club shows with one outdoor area for the entire time. This is more of an outdoor area, and the after shows are the club shows. Mm-hmm. And, it's the most... For me, I don't want COVID. Let me just go and get that clear. I don't want it. So I wore a mask the whole time. At Riot Fest, I wore 2 masks the whole time.
Makes sense.
I wasn't sure how the stuff was going down. But at the club shows, not a single person wore a mask indoors. It was very off-putting and uncomfortable in that regard. And it sucks because I love shows. I love getting in the crowd. I love getting in the pit, screaming the words at the top of my lungs. Catch my meaning.
Uh-huh.
But, sorry, bro, I'm not trying to die for you. So, it sucked in that regard. I still went for Suicide Machines. They had a good club show. Mm-hmm. At that one, I did see Matt Cross for a split moment.
Yep.
And then we went to the club show where it was supposed to be surprise guests, which original surprise guest was supposed to be a Circle Jerks club show.
Oh, yeah.
But because of COVID, they bailed out, so it was Youth of Today, so we ended up leaving. We just really wanted to see someone else. Because we had just seen Youth of Today, like, the day before. Yeah. At the actual event. So, I left that one as well. Matt Cross was also at that show, too. But in addition, on the actual festival grounds, on the night that Devo and Murder City Devils played, which, by the way, Murder City Devils were sick as fuck, except for the fact that Spencer Moody was probably really drunk.
It makes sense.
He was slurring words, and he even, like, forgot some of the words, I think, and just mumbled through it.
I still want to see them so bad, but I'm never going to go to Vegas to do it.
No, I've seen them 3 times, and only in Vegas. Well, you could go to Seattle. They're playing a Seattle show the next couple days.
That's all the way in Seattle, man. I'm not making money.
But I'm just saying, if you don't want to go to Vegas, you got an option.
It's true. I got an option.
So, but yeah, I saw... So on that night, when Devo and Murder City Devils played, I did see another wrestler who was not named Matt Cross. By the way, I did not talk to Matt Cross because I never saw him without a mask, and I've already went over that. So,
yeah,
no mask. It's very upsetting. Hurt my heart, but that's cool. Matt Cross gets a pass because he's fucking Matt Cross. I don't give a shit what he does. I saw Darby fucking Allin there. Darby Allin was at Punk Rock Bowling. He had no face paint, so I knew exactly who he was. And then he was shirtless. So he was literally shirtless with skinny black jeans. It was Darby Allin with no half painted face.
Yep.
He was really nice. It seemed like I didn't talk to him either. Same reason. But from what I could observe, the people who did know him and came up to talk to him, he was friendly. He was like, "Yeah, what's up?" Hey, shook hands, talked to him for a minute, posed for a picture, then they just move on with their day. No one overstayed their welcome, so that was really nice to see that, fans were respectful of the individual's time.
I saw Matt Cross and Darby both posted pictures of them with each other at the event.
Yes, I saw that picture as well, but I did not get to see the moment. Sad. Side note, Municipal Waste tore shit up, so just saying.
Well, as always.
Always. It was a fucking tits show.
I'm so excited that I'm going to get to see them with the Circle Jerks.
Yeah, that's going to be a hella good show.
At a club show.
Double mask.
I always do.
Whatever, do you.
Everyone's
life is their own, do what you want. So, in addition, just to bring it back full circle to how I normally go, I finally got to go eat at a Jollibee. Las Vegas had a Jollibee in the Chinese supermarket.
Oh,
so
God.
I went to Jollibee, and if you know anything,
did you get the hot dog spaghetti?
Let me finish what I'm saying, but the answer is no. As everyone on this show knows, I am a fried chicken connoisseur. And I got me some fried chicken. And I didn't just try their fried chicken. I got both flavors of their fried chicken in order to try both of them. I got the spicy and the original. And I will just say, go with the spicy. Had more flavor to it. The original was still really good, but it was just missing something. It was better than Popeye's, like regular original chicken, but it had more of the texture of a slightly crispier KFC, but the taste was more, Filipino. I don't really know what the taste was, but it was just good. It was like fast food mixed with street vendor. It was a good touch. I understand the hype around Jollibee. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can eat fast food spaghetti. I mean, maybe if I was in Detroit getting some M&M Mom spaghetti. I don't know. It's just weird. That just seems weird. Ooh, they have apple. They don't have apple pies like McDonald's. They have peach mango pies.
No.
I did get one despite my hate of peach flavor. Shit was off the wall good. I would buy that again, and I'm not the biggest fan of peaches. So, yeah. And then, I hit the staples like a White Castle, because I don't live near one of those.
Yeah.
Went to Nacho Daddy. We ate at some, my old homie L-Man, who went out to, what was it? We went to, wasn't Peruvian. It was Spanish, but it wasn't, like Mexican food. But it was really good. That's all I can say. Huge portion size. I wanted to throw up afterwards because of how much food I ate. But yeah, that's about it. I could talk more about bands, but really I just wanted to work my way through to how I didn't talk to any wrestlers and ate fried chicken. So that was really long. I drug that out just for that.
Yeah, you did. Sounds like you had a pretty solid time.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed myself, despite, some of the concerns I had on some things. It was a good time.
Yep. I hung around here. But anyway, we will now get down to brass tacks. We're going to talk about some wrestling.
There we go.
Yeah. So, first thing we'll start off with, just because it's quick and it's simple, we're going to give everyone a little update on the G1 Climax as it stands right now. Earlier this morning, the wee hours, they did Day 10 of the Climax. With A Block, the current standings there, you have Zack Sabre Jr. at the lead of A Block with 4 wins and 1 loss. So 8 points for ZSJ. Kenta is in second, or tied for second with Great Khan and Kota Ibushi, all with 4 wins, but with 2 losses each. Next, you have Shingo Takagi at 3-2. Then you have Yano at 3-2.
Fuck Yano.
Then then after Yano, you've got Tomohiro Ishii also at 3-2. Then bringing up the rear, you've got Tangaloa at 4 points with 2 and 3. Yujiro Takahashi at 2 and 3 as well. Then, of course, in A Block, Naito withdrew due to knee injury, so he is 0 and 9.
Well,
so, moving on from the A Block, we've got the B Block. As of right now, the B Block stands much differently. You have 2 people in the B Block that are undefeated right now. 2 people that have been feuding pretty regularly in New Japan over the past few months. That's Jeff Cobb and Katsuchika Okada. Both of them are 5-0. You have Evil bringing up 3rd place with 8 points with 4-1 record. Tanahashi at 6 with 3-2. No one's tied with him. Then you've got Taichi with 4 points. Sonata with 4 points. Hiroki Goto with 2 points. Yoshihashi with 2. Tamatanga with 2. And Chase Owens, the golden boy, the crown jewel, who finally picked up his first ever G1 Climax points. And who did he pick him up against? None other than the ace himself. Our boy Chase beat the ace.
That's right. Right, he fucking did, because he's fucking the crown fucking jewel.
Yeah, he is. All the best for Chase to win some more fucking matches. But, the one thing we can take away from this is we mentioned it in the past, how it seems like there's some movings and shakings inside a Bullet Club with Evil and his little sub-faction. And who knows, there could be some something spicy on the horizon, because he definitely used some dirty tricks to take on Tama, did he not?
Oh, that's for sure. I don't remember the specifics for what, but pretty much what I can recall is literally just nothing but every dirty trick in the book you can think of going down, and then in addition, I think his side stablemates were also in on it and doing shit as well. Distracting the ref to attacking Tamatanga, and in the end, Evil won. Numbers were against Tama, which makes it very curious to see what's going to happen now. Because, I felt like... Now, I could be wrong because I don't remember, for sure. But did they always do that if they ever had to face each other, or is this more of, a first?
Who? Tama and Evil?
Whenever they fight each other to if they ever get matched up against each other to do the dirty shit.
It really depends. I've seen it a couple times, but not to the extent that I heard with the Evil match.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty egregious.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was just still really surprised. Really fucking surprised. But, I mean, Climax, even for having such a fairly subpar lineup this year, subpar because, I mean, they just don't really have any of the international, like, multi- or cross-promotional talent in there this year. It's almost a full homegrown New Japan show. It's doing okay. So their next night of competition, night 11, is this Thursday, October 7th. It'll be at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time on New Japan World if you want to watch it live. If you don't, just wait, watch it whenever. The only thing you're going to miss out on is music that has copyrights in the U.S. but not in Japan. So your matches for that, the A block or the openers, you've got El Desperado versus Ryohei Oiwa. That is a little opener match. Then you got Hiromu versus Kenta as a little opener. Then you've got Kota versus Tangaloa, ZSJ versus the Tokyo Pimp, Shingo Takagi versus Toru Yano, and Tomohiro Ishii versus the Great Okan. That is your lineup for night 11. Night 12, this Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. Your B block matches. Starts off El Desperado versus Kosei Fujita. That's your opener. Then you dive straight into the matches. Yoshihashi versus Tamatanga. Hiroki Goto versus Chase Owens. Sonata versus Cobb. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Evil. And Okada versus Taichi. So that is what we are looking at.
Fuck Taichi.
Fucking Taichi. That's that. I mean, all things considered, you know, not too bad, not too bad. I know I'll start really watching it when we get closer to the finish because, I mean, G1's a damn slog. I can't watch, you know, fucking 18 hours of wrestling a week. And that's just...
That is for sure.
And that's just the New Japan side. I mean, fuck. Other than that, you know, let's go ahead and move in. We'll start things off. We'll talk about the WWE, who just had this year's draft. And that's probably the main topic we'll stick with the WWE wise, because really not much has happened other than, you know, I saw a little Instagram or Twitter post of Seth Rollins putting Becky's belts up on his wall of belts at their house. So I was like, oh, that's sweet. But we'll talk about the draft. So, have you seen or heard the actual, like, who's drafted to what brand yet?
I've seen a few things, but I mean, that's like 30 fucking wrestlers.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
I definitely do not remember much of the details outside of, the New Day is no longer a faction again after, like, the very short they got brought back when Big E cashed in and won the belt. I did see off air that Jinder Mahal and his little group are no longer a thing. And then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn both got drafted. I think Sami Zayn went to SmackDown and Owens went to Raw. And honestly, I thought Sami Zayn was just gonna, like, keep going with the conspiracy thing. I'm only... no one's drafting me. It's just a conspiracy. I'm better than half the locker room. You know, something like that. Didn't happen, but I don't know. I felt like it was going to. I'm surprised Kevin Owens was a third-round draft pick. I figured he would be at least top second, personally. But maybe that's just story.
I mean, who knows, really? Honestly, I would really have expected them to put Owens lower. But I think third is about as high as they would have let him go, and they probably see this as throwing him a bone to keep him, maybe entice him to not dip out when his contract's up.
That's a shitty fucking way of doing it, because that would piss me off. A former Universal title holder, U.S. champion, and always putting on stellar work, and to be third?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking cold-blooded.
I mean, it's WWE. I mean, like, they had to be called out for sticking people's shit in the garbage bag, and you know they fucking do that shit all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, if what you're saying is what they're trying to do, well, they've already failed. Because I'm pissed off for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm who they call the consumer. And as Joe Dirt has taught, nice Indian man selling fireworks on the side of the road, it's not about you, it's about the consumer. Then again, we're wrestling fans. We're a very fickle bunch.
Indeed we are. Indeed we are. Then, to bring up a couple things, on Bleacher Report, they have it broken down alphabetically. Some of the top ones, I mean, going to Raw, Styles and Omos are going to Raw, and they're teasing that they'll probably break up that teaming pretty soon with like a little internal squabbling. Bliss is on Raw. Becky Lynch went to Raw, which is the big get. So she's the SmackDown Women's Champion. They just flipped her over to there. And your reasoning behind that was?
Which one, sorry?
Becky, going to Raw.
Oh, it really just goes down to, my thought was, okay, so let me take a step back to give the thoughts. Most of this draft is due to the networks, okay? So Fox and USA, they are upset with WWE because one show gets more star power than the other one, so the draft was done, I feel like, so both sides could have a chat, figure out who they want on their shows, and make it the most fair way. I hate the draft, but for this situation, based on my thoughts around that, am I right? Probably not. It could just be a WWE thing, but I feel like that's it, just based on some reports I saw of like how the networks are upset about superstars on certain shows. So with that out of the way, we all know Fox is more interested in the sports aspect of the wrestling world. So, and that can be an example of that is the fact that they actually brought in and did a weekly talk show to be done. You know, the one with, I think, Renee Young, Samoa Joe, Booker T, and CM Punk as a guest spot every now and then. Whatever that show was. Didn't last long. But that's what they did. You know, sort of like Sports Center, but for wrestling. That's how it felt to me. So they went with the more athletic superstar in Charlotte Flair, whereas Raw is more, as in my opinion, currently with how they're doing their show, is more of an entertainment program rather than sports. So therefore you get the more entertaining of the two, which in my opinion is Becky Lynch. She's a fiery lass.
Oh yeah.
So that just kind of makes sense.
She's spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy. Yeah, I mean that makes perfect sense. It really does. I mean, now here's the thing that the rumor mill has going on right now with all of this. One, the most obvious one, because it's low hanging fruit. The WWE has no qualms with doing the most obvious things in the world. They're going to start a feud between Ray and Dominic. No one wants it except for the WWE. No one. Fucking nobody. If you do, you're fucking wrong. Period. Nobody wants it. Let them have some feel-good father-son time. We don't need bullshit drama made up just because you want to do it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
No one needs it. Been down that road before. It doesn't need to come back. Second, on the SmackDown side of things, people are hoping for the resurrection of the Bar.
I liked the Bar. I didn't like the
too.
build-up to get to them, like the 10 matches that I think Foley was like a short-term general manager did to get it there. That was a little much there, Mick.
Yep.
But I mean, I did like the bar, but I don't know, man. I just want Cesaro to have singles time.
I know, I do.
Thought he was gonna get it, and then they just shit the bed. And I guess if that's the only way to get him on my TV screen, do it.
Yeah. I always want Cesaro to do well. I really do. I mean, all things considered, my main qualm with the draft, yes, you want to make all your investors / networks you're working with happy. Cool. You know how to do that? Fucking learn to book your talent.
That's right.
You don't have to have a draft. Everyone works for the same goddamn company.
That's right.
It's not like you're pulling from some sort of talent pool outside of the company and drafting them to the different things. No, it's two fucking shows for the same, air quotes, league. The WWE is the league. You're drafting people to the league, not to the shows. That makes no sense. That's like saying, I drafted this team to Monday Night Football. That makes no fucking sense at all. None. That's the equivalent of what the draft is to me. It just means WWE thought of a gimmick, it got over a little bit, and now it's tired as fuck. Learn to book again. Learn how to spread your talent out and have them work against each other. Basically, like, to me, it's just a way for you guys to have more props. I've got a blue belt and a red belt. Ooh. I don't give a shit. I'm not... it's boring. Learn to book. Learn it. Spread your talent out wisely between all the shows. That's much more interesting to me than seeing, okay, I know on Monday I'm going to see these fucking asshats and like 2 or 3 good wrestlers. On Friday, or whatever fucking day of the week SmackDown's on, I think it's Friday, I'm going to see that stupid asshat Roman Reigns. I don't give a goddamn fuck about him. But then there's 5 or 6 other wrestlers on there that are worth a shit. Fucking book them on all the shows. Just move them around in a manner that makes sense.
Please.
I just don't like the draft. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the draft.
Yeah.
So I'm there with you.
Yeah, I mean,
I liked it at first, to be fair, actually.
Like I said, at first, it was a pretty fresh gimmick. Don't get me wrong. I kind of like, oh, that's kind of clever. But now that I've seen what they've done with it, I'm like, that kind of sucks dick.
Yes.
Plain and simple. Shit is tired. Let it go to bed. Let it rest for longer than a fucking year. You know? Jesus. But, I digress. Let's talk about some people that used to be at WWE for a moment. And we're not going to go with the obvious. We're going to step over to Impact for a minute. And we're not going to talk about Morrissey. No, we're not going to talk about him. We're going to talk about some flirtations with contracts and monies. Flirtations. Apparently Impact is fucking high as shit on signing Braun Strowman.
This is very true. I've been hearing they've been going crazy. And in addition to him, I've heard also that they have gotten contact with some of their own talent who knows Bray Wyatt on more of a personal level to build...
Try and grease some wheels.
Yeah, grease the wheels to potentially get him to sign as well.
Mm-hmm. That one, I think Bray's going to be a much tougher get because I think AEW has a little more financial backing to really entice someone over. But at the same time, I worry, again, I always worry about AEW and talent bloat. I do.
I think they're already suffering from it.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing good. They're trying to add more programs to kind of spread things out. You've got the Road to Dynamite thing. You see a lot of the people that were on the bigger shows have, stepped down to do more stuff on Dark. You see some of the bigger talents doing stuff on Dark and Dark Elevation. Rampage is still doing quite nicely with, spreading things out, getting a few extra people on there. It's just... they've got a lot of big names now, and they've got to be careful not to lose some of the ones that have been there since day one.
And I'm just saying, I miss Joey Janela.
I mean, he's been doing a lot of shit on Dark.
I know, but still,
I want to see him on Dynamite some more.
I want him on Dynamite. I watch Dynamite. I don't watch Dark. Dark is too long for me.
Dark is very long. It really is. But
I mean, I will say that, and my only other issue with Dark is like it's got the for me it's kind of a WWE problem in that, well, I know what's going to happen because it's like their superstar, quote unquote, versus enhancement talent.
Yeah,
it's too obvious.
It does have that vibe. It really does. Now, we all know it's enhancement talent. It kind of sucks like that, but every once in a while, put one of the big names that's not currently in like a huge like story arc. You're like one of the times when maybe Christian or someone else has some downtime. Put them in there. Let them put over one of the up and comers.
Their shoulder needs rub too.
Yeah, put them over a little bit. It'll be nice. That's one thing that AEW's done fairly well at, is letting some of the dark horses get a rub. And I'm for that. I am. They just need to do it a little bit more. They're starting to slip up some. But it is what it is. Now, Grayson, on that note, have you seen any Dark recently?
No.
Have you seen where they're recording it now?
Yeah, they're doing it as sound stage, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks really fucking good.
Nice.
They're filming it in Orlando now?
Yeah.
It looks damn fine. What I'm thinking is happening is Dark's becoming its own studio wrestling show, and then this is spitballing because I haven't heard much about it, but the Road to Dynamite will probably be the new pre-show Dark matches.
Oh.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's talk a little bit about Dynamite and Rampage from last week. I know that we spoiled Rampage for anyone that listens to the show because while talking about everything Wednesday night, Weatherman and myself, John sends me a nice little message with Rampage spoilers. So we knew ahead of time and pretty much told everyone what happened on Rampage Wednesday night while we were recording. And then Thursday, when the show came out, it was there for the populace to imbibe and enjoy. But because we didn't really dive too deep into Dynamite last week, let's do a little bit of that. So, first and foremost, the night started off with a pretty solid outing. Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy. It was a very solid match. Neither one of them got punked out. It was a good back and forth. And there were no shenanigans. Adam Cole beat him clean with no backup.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, Jungle Boy took a Panama, and he took a boom to put him down. Yeah, Jungle Boy tough.
Tougher than a $2 steak.
Tougher than a $2 steak. Oh, yeah. Thanks, JR. Following that, you had a match that we knew was going to be, a given who was going to win that. Cody and Lee Johnson versus Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. Well, that match was a non-entity. Dante and Matt Sydal were way more entertaining than Cody and Lee Johnson. No fault of Lee Johnson's, truly. He's good. He's just I feel like he's hitched his pony to the wrong wagon. But
one dude back yet?
Dante's brother?
No, whoever the boxer dude.
No, not
just
that I know of.
Just punches people in the gut.
Not that I know of.
I mean, they were hyping him up. It's probably, it could just be a travel thing.
It could be, because, Pac's been hit with that quite a bit. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him. I really
wondered because they were pushing that dude hard, and he just kind of died.
Yeah, after he had that last Cody match, like he has been gone, and that's kind of odd. But that's Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows? He could be a go-gone. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard nothing. But let's just circle back. This match right here was a waste of time, except for Arn Anderson cutting Cody down to size at the end of this match.
Which was fucking great.
Oh, Glock Anderson. It's been coined.
Yep.
And forever.
I did see that, I remember watching that, and I don't know, man. I asked you before the show. Maybe someone on, maybe one of our listeners can let me know, but because we had a little disagreement on it to an extent. It wasn't even really a disagreement. It was more of a, I don't know, maybe. But it looked to me like Arn Anderson has some arthritis or issues in his hand, because it looked more like his hand just kind of stayed like that the entire time, even before the Glock Anderson stuff happened. And it was weird. It was weird to me.
Yeah, it was a little odd. It was, because I noticed it as well, and I was just very surprised at that. It's just like, I saw it, it's like, Arn, your hand looks wonky. But at the same time, it looked fitting, as if he were, pulling the trigger without making, the full-blown gun hand. You know what I mean?
Hell, maybe he can't even make the gun hand, so they just gonna... Well, it's in the position, just do that. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but either way, it still looked tough as shit, even though the promo was goofy as a motherfucker. And so cheesy, but I loved it.
I just loved the fact Cody literally just got put in his fucking place.
I know, it's like, I don't coach losers. I was like, oh.
Oh shit, he just insulted you, bro.
Oh, he called you a bitch.
You gonna cry?
He called you a bitch, Cody. You think he was setting up for a Cody heel turn?
I don't know. I thought I remember seeing an interview once that said he's not going to go heel in AEW, and if not, then that's just a mistake.
Yeah, he fucking needs to. More than anything. No, I'm not going to say it again. I do it every week. No, fuck that. Low-hanging fruit. I'm better than WWE. He fucking needs to, because the only time Cody's entertaining is when he's a fucking heel.
This is true.
When he wrestles dirty, he wrestles much more energetic and much less formulaic. When he wrestles face, he is so by the books. Like, you can call every one of his matches the way it's going to happen. He's going to do the drop-down chin punch. He's going to do a Cody cutter. He's going to do that disaster kick off the middle rope. It's going to happen. Every time. Every fucking time. If he was still sporting the weight belt all the time, he's going to take the weight belt off when you think he's getting angry and ready to rally. It's just, okay, cool. It's a Cody match. I'm going to go take a nap or make a sandwich. I mean, fuck. There's nothing about his matches that bring me anything to want to stay and watch anymore. Way back when, totally different story. Now I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. You should go do your reality show and stay off of the wrestling TV.
Yes.
But if heel Cody comes back and dyes his hair back to brown, I'm for it.
Speaking of which, Corey was watching AEW. He got Sling just so he could watch AEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was telling me that.
He messaged me. He's like, hey, we just got it back. It's been a while since we got, caught up on things. Why is everyone booing Cody now? I was like, wow, man, that's a deep, loaded question.
Go back and listen to our show a little bit, Corey.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, let me finish eating and I'll give you the skinny.
You got to plug the show. You got to make Corey listen to it. He's just been out finessed 100%.
I pretty much told him, like, and just to preface this as well, just like I did for him, I still enjoy Cody Rhodes personally. Mm-hmm. I think he's fun. Mm-hmm. I like him, but everything I'm going to also say is true. I will not boo the man. I don't think he's at boo worthy yet. But so for me, it feels more like he's no longer focusing on the business. He's more focused on these outside entertainment gigs. Mm-hmm. Like, it's sort of like he's doing it more blatant than when The Rock and John Cena did it. It's more of like, well, I'm going to go do this now, and then immediately when that finished, I'm going to go do this, and that's the Go Big show. Now he's got Rose to the Top, and then he's got season 2 of the Go Big show. And it's like, it's a little too obvious.
Yeah, and every time he comes back, just like them, he steps right back into the main event picture.
Yeah, it's like, it's just what it is. And that's one of the things. And you know, this is for me as a wrestling fan, I guess. I don't want another fucking reality show.
No.
I'm fucking tired of it. I thought Divas sucked. I thought Bella sucked. Why the fuck do you think I'm going to think the Rhodes to the Top is going to be good? Only like one half of the Rhodes family as wrestlers. Why the fuck would I care about their lives? Sorry. It's not going to happen. I would like to see baby Cody girl. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. That'd be fine. But then I feel weird because now I'm just watching a show to see a baby. And that's awkward as fuck to me. So I'm not going to watch it out of that principle as well.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So then, and you know, and that probably goes to, you know, it's not true wrestling fans, but for the lack of better terms, I'm going to go with true wrestling fans. They don't want that either. Like, we don't need the reality show. Like, no. It's just, I don't know. And then on top of that, his character, and we went over that just a minute ago, has seen absolutely zero growth or development in 2 years.
Yeah, the only change is now he doesn't say do the work anymore because he's not fucking doing the work.
Right. Like, that's it. Like, Kenny and the Bucks, you know, you hate the Bucks now, but I fucking love the Bucks, but at least they're doing
I hate the aesthetic. I don't hate the Bucks.
Yeah. Well, regardless, you get what I'm saying is, at least they're doing something to keep their characters fresh and stories to go forward, not do the exact same thing on the exact same at the exact same time with the exact same spots as you mentioned. It's just, come on, bro. Mm-hmm. And then he's the only wrestler still, and I know this is your big peeve, to come up the middle.
Yep. That's the one thing I wasn't going to bring up because I was just like, nope, I do it too much, doing too much. Probably.
I'll say it then. Whatever, I'll bring it up because I'm tired of it too. Come out the face ramp, dude. Like, you're not here enough to get that right anymore. I'm sorry. You're not. If you're here every week again, I will let you do it. 2, why is Brandy coming out? Because I feel like, and this is one of my other things, is I feel like Brandy coming out now because they're back is just as a way to advertise Rhodes to the Top.
That's all it is. That's all it is. She's not wrestling.
She's not she can't wrestle, and she can't really cut a promo, with the exception of when she talked shit to Jade Cargill and said, "Don't touch my man, bitch." Because I will say, Patty Brandy was pretty solid in that promo.
Yeah,
I will give her that prop. But yeah, she's useless other than just shameless advertising. Because she doesn't do anything to drive stories. Again, it goes back to that. He doesn't really do anything with stories. Like, the Malachi Black thing was cool, but he got beat and then disappeared for weeks on end, came back and got beat again. I'm glad he got beat. Like, that was good to put Malachi Black over, but honestly, I felt like the whole story arc was a little meh.
A little is...
Trying to be modest because Malachi Black
He made that story arc work, is what it is. The fact that he was in it with Cody is the one thing that kind of sucked a little bit. But he made that story arc fucking good. Plain and simple.
Yeah. And the way I put it to our buddy was, when it comes to Malachi Black and Cody Rhodes, good versus bland is still underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we kept going. We talked actually about Cody might turn heel, he might not. Who knows? It could be he gets beaten down a lot now, and then it's a big redemption angle. He's back full time, and he's gonna get back to his winning ways. But you and I, we were on the same page, even though this was like 2 nights ago or last night. That I prefer heel Cody. Go back to brown hair too. I don't like blonde Cody.
No, I do not like blonde Cody at all.
So, okay, well, I drugged that for 10 minutes. That's it.
Perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. So, other than that, the night, in terms of like the past few weeks, I thought for them to push this as a Brody Lee memorial show, it was kind of a weak card. Like your big matches were, that opening match was big. The main event was good. The rest, the other 2 upper card matches with all the members of the Dark Order, they were just okay. The giant 16-man tag match, it fell apart almost immediately. I'm not talking about like dissolved as bad as some of the other ones. It's just those matches never go over well.
No.
They turn into a bunch of individual like singles matches that happen in random places.
Yeah. I will say, I hope this is the way they just fix the Dark Order like issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way it was done. It's like the mom and Brody's kid come out, and she just moms them back to normal.
And the kid throws the papers at him.
In one fell swoop. I mean, I get it. I do get it, but it doesn't. I don't buy it. Like, your inner hostility towards your team members would not be fixed by that.
No.
Just saying. Like, you would do it for that match and then go back to that, but I don't know where I'm going with that. That's it. That works.
Yeah, it does. It does. Then the Ty Conti and Anna Jay against Penelope Ford and the Bunny. It wasn't a bad match, but
it was fine.
It really feels like they're trying to kind of almost distance Anna Jay from the Dark Order right now.
She didn't even have Dark Order gear. She had matching gear with Homegirl, right? Pink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they came out to Dark Order music. And, Anna Jay still threw up the Dark Order claw, but she came out in different gear than she usually does. So I really feel like they're probably trying to distance her from that, since, she was put in the Dark Order more or less as a way to, like, build her up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they're getting to a point where they might be thinking it's time to, like, cut her loose.
Yeah.
Or officially bring Anna Jay in. Not Anna Jay, sorry, Ty Conti in. I
would rather have Ty Conti in.
Agreed.
I think I would like that more. Because, I don't think they're going to turn them, like, full-fledged heel anymore. I want it to happen. But I feel like they kind of teased it and it wasn't going over, so they,
I think they're just, the way they were doing it wasn't going to go over, but I think a heel Dark Order still could. It's just the way they went about it. Instead of, like, making them a little more visceral and hard-edged, they decided to go the internal squabbles route and try to divide them that way. And it just, it didn't work.
Yeah.
But the big match of Wednesday night, Sammy Guevara and Miro. I know I mentioned it to Weatheman last week on the show right after it happened, because, we're both super big on the Redeemer because it's a fun gimmick. But goddamn, if they didn't have Miro drop his belt Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
To Sammy G.
I mean, I'm glad to see Sammy getting a singles title, but now, what I'm going to say isn't going to happen because, they aren't very... they don't do the short title reigns anymore, but I feel like he's more of a transition.
I can see that. As long as it doesn't go back to fucking Cody. However, the biggest thing to come out of Sammy and his match last week against Miro was just Friday on Rampage. He cut a promo. He called out Bobby fucking Fish.
Yeah, that's sick.
So he is wrestling Bobby Fish tomorrow night, Wednesday night on Dynamite for the TNT title.
Fucking for it.
Is this an in for Bobby Fish to slowly work his way over, or is Bobby going to stay working with, I believe he's working with MLW right now?
I hope it's him coming back.
But I'm super excited to see Bobby Fish there. If Adam Cole comes out and gives him a look, we'll know something's up. Because Cole's already stated on Talk is Jericho he wants to form a super elite and bring Bobby Fish, bring Kyle O'Reilly, basically get the Undisputed Era into the elite.
That'd be sick.
Be sick as
I feel like it'd be a little too big.
It would.
Be Nightmare Family big.
Oh.
So in that regard, no thanks.
But it wouldn't be Nightmare Family being 95% jobbers, dude that's past his prime but can still work, and then Cody.
This is true as well.
So that's the only difference between the two that I can see. The only flaw is how Bobby Fish really, as of late, seems like he's made of glass.
This is also true.
You look at him, and he's fucking injured. Bobby, what happened? I don't know. Why are you injured again? I don't know. How'd it happen? I woke up.
Yeah, I know, right?
But not to take anything away.
I coughed and blew my C1, C2.
I love Bobby Fish.
I love Bobby Fish so much.
I'm not gonna knock him. I think it's going to be a good fucking match because I think they've got styles and sizes that are similar enough, but different enough to make it a really interesting go round. But with that, let's go ahead. We'll pop over to Rampage. I know we spoiled it last week, but I want to hear your thoughts on it since you weren't here. So, match number 1, Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson.
I mean, I thought the match was fine. The ending was what it should have been. I kind of liked the imagery of Jungle Boy putting the snare trap on Adam Cole, where Daniel Bryan had the label lock, I think, on Kenny. It was. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I liked that shot. It shows the current feud, and it shows, the elite kind of getting put in their place, so to speak.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm fucking for it. So
it was a great visual, and that match was solid because one, it shows Daniel Bryan's it's going to take me forever to get back to calling him Bryan Danielson, but Bryan Danielson is not one to try and just use his star power and clout to jump to the top. He's going to fight everybody to get there.
Yep.
He's going to fight fucking everybody. And that's fucking great. So far, he's, 1-0, 1-0-1. So, a win, no losses, and a tie. And damn it, that draw match between him and Kenny was gold. Fucking gold. So, I'm excited to see where this takes old BD. I was about to say DB again. Old BD. See where it goes. One thing I don't want, I do not want him to get a belt yet. I still, like with you, I'm holding out hope that Hangman will be the one to dethrone Kenny. But we got to see what happens when Hangman gets back from baby daddy time.
Yeah, that's the key factor is, how's that gonna go?
Mm-hmm. I just don't know how they'll write him back in right now. I mean, if they write him back in with the Dark Order, I don't want to see that happen. Because that's part of what got us into this mess with the Dark Order in the first place. I kind of want Hangman to come back with a new edge. Maybe even something so long as him trying to mend fences with the Elite. But then them shunning him. So it's like, you know what? Fuck it. And it gives him this fucking nasty edge where he really goes at him. Who knows? And then if he does that, the Dark Order could try to, flirt with him again. But also, he could have the backing of Bryan Danielson, Christian Cage, etc.
Yep.
It could be a pretty solid go-round. I don't know whether that would really work or be super streamlined booking-wise, but it has potential, in my opinion. Whether or not, it would to the populace at large is another thing entirely.
Yes.
But
Hangman Page better get that fucking belt.
Yeah, I'm
going to be fucking pissed if it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah. I mean, even if at some point he better get that belt. Period. So after that, we had the triple threat match between the women. You had Nyla Rose, Jade Cargill, and Thunder Rosa.
Skip it.
So, a wrestler I really like, a wrestler that I just don't care about, and then one that I just really don't like.
I'm sorry, but fucking Jade Cargill should not have won that match. I get they're trying to push her. They got that mouthpiece with her. She's fucking built like a fucking stout fucking wrestler. Like,
yeah.
She does look like she will kick your fucking head in, for sure. But she just sucks. She's not there yet. Like,
no,
I think she will get there.
Yeah, she's looking better in the ring every time, but she is not main event picture yet. She's still too fucking green. It's just, they're hyped on the look and not the skill right now.
Yeah, and I still think she can't cut a promo to save her life, which is why he's there.
Yeah. Smart Mark Sterling.
Yeah, that's what he's there for, but man, come on. Come on. Now, hopefully in a few years she'll be stupid good, because I do think she will be. But right now, I don't want her jammed down my throat.
No.
I really don't. You had your moment with the Shaq match. You're good for a while, go back to Dark.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. She needs to do a lot more developmental matches. I mean, the match overall wasn't awful, but you could see that they were just trying to hide how inexperienced Jade was compared to the other two, because it was basically a Nyla and Rosa match with Jade popping in every once in a while. And you think Rosa had it after she put Nyla through a table.
Yeah.
But, they played up the Nyla being bigger than everybody angle, and Rosa having a hard time getting her back in the ring. And that's pretty much where the downfall of the entire thing came from. But, I'll say it again, I really enjoy Mark Henry just being there to introduce the main event in that interview format.
I didn't see it, so I can't comment on that. But
well, if you've seen if you've seen any rampages as of late, where Mark Henry's on the screen in the center, and then the two competitors are on screens on either side of him, and he's doing a back and forth interview between the two about what's getting ready to come up in the match. It's fucking great. I love it. It's the best thing they've done.
Finally found his spot, it looks like, then.
Yeah, because, he's not quick-witted enough to do commentary.
No.
But doing the interview and going, and pretty much something like, and now the main event or something like that, I forget what he says exactly. It's so cheesy and old school, it's fucking great.
Nice.
I love it. And, Friday night's really, really cheesy main event. Orange Cassidy and Jack Evans in a hair versus hair. Of course.
Jack Evans lost, which
yep.
On Instagram and their stories when they have your predictions, I predicted right.
Mm-hmm. Who wouldn't have? But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It was decent. It was, as you'd expect, attempts at run-ins from the HFO, and of all things, Best Friends and the Dark Order coming out.
Yep, blocking the ring off from the HFO. So they can't interfere.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of weird. But
it was a weird pairing.
So I'm fine with that.
I will say that
it makes sense though, because Ty Conti and Anna Jay, who are affiliated with the Dark Order, have been feuding with them in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Makes sense in that regard, but still weird.
It is a little bit. I will also add in this. Chuck Taylor looked dapper as fuck in his barber shirt.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he did. And on a side note, as much as I love Wheeler Yuta, I'm not going to shortchange him at all, because I think he has tons of promise, and I'm ready to see him do well. I'm ready for Trent to get back.
Yeah, I miss Trent.
I want his fucking action figure when it drops. But more than anything, I'm just ready for Trent to be back. Ready to see Beretta come back and run it. Run a gun. OG Best Friends doing work. All right. But with that, we've pretty much run through AEW. I mean, there's not a whole bunch of stuff really coming. I mean, they're starting to push Ricky Starks again. I have a feeling if anything's going to happen, I could see a Ricky Starks versus Sammy Guevara for the TNT title coming up soon. Because they're giving Ricky some promos. They're really pushing him with Team Taz and his FTW belt. I still think that the CM Punk and Team Taz feud is not completely over, even though Taz didn't really mention it on commentary this week.
It's not done. He's only beat one of the members.
I know, but
it's
just saying.
It's gonna culminate versus fucking Taz's kid.
No, I think the best thing would be is he wins the FTW belt from Ricky Starks. So the best in the world now has the FTW belt.
That'd be cool, though.
It'd be lovely. It'd be a smart move. But I'm ready to see how things are going there. There's a lot of potential for things with the way they've brought in some new talent. But again, they really need to get some other people in. Like we were saying before the show, let's get Joey Janela back on that main card. I know some people hate his guts, but I fucking love him. I don't know why. I just do.
I love Joey Janela. He's just so fucking wacky.
He is. Wacky as a motherfucker.
He's wacky. He's like not the most fit dude, but he does the craziest shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care. Like, dude has almost died by getting fucking like spiked through fucking like tables and light tubes off the top of a ladder to the back of a truck.
Yeah.
The dude, it's fucking crazy, and it's great.
I agree, but we shall see either way. But let's wrap everything up tonight with a little bit of talk about Darkside of the Ring last week. And the week before, because we forgot to mention it last week because we were having some technical difficulties, myself and Weatheman, and so we didn't really catch it until later on. But 2 weeks ago, we had the Life and Times of Chris Kanyon episode, basically.
It's a heartbreaking episode.
That episode was sad as hell. It's not up there with, like, heavy as Jake the Snake heavy. But it's one of those where you're like, damn, Chris Kanyon.
If only I knew, I would have given you a hug, bro.
Yeah, if we had known, and things had been more like they are now, I mean, you could have gotten the help you needed.
Yep.
And who knows?
Dude was also super unstable, and I think it was, it
was the bipolar disorder.
Or something. Yeah. Because, Paul Mitchell, he said that Kanyon did some crazy shit to him.
Mm-hmm.
I literally almost killed the dude 3 times, it seemed.
Yeah, it's just undiagnosed mental health issues, and just, old school machismo and pride keeping someone from doing what they should. And then just, of course, just being afraid because of the, backwards mentality of the past. Plain and simple. I mean, he was gay, but he was afraid because of the way he'd been brought up, etc., and how it'd been, vilified in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And that just made it that much worse.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was just a sad thing to hear. If he had been able to, embrace it and not be shunned for it, he'd probably be in the upper stratus of famous wrestlers now.
Yeah,
he could have been way up there because fuck. Until the NWO killed that push, Mortis was fucking cool as shit.
Mortis was cool as fuck. Way better than Glacier, and I loved Glacier.
Oh yeah, we both love Glacier, but goddamn Mortis, woo! The only thing I didn't like about Mortis was the jester cap on his little scepter, but that's neither here nor there. Mortis as a whole, goddamn.
Yeah, I really loved that whole fucking outfit, everything about it.
I agree. And then, even at him as just Canyon, who better?
Who better than Canyon?
And
everyone about the end of it.
By the end of it, yes, everyone. But that's not so much, directly his fault as indirectly his fault.
Yeah.
So, all things considered, it really shines a light on the way things used to be and how, close to the chest so many people played it and how detrimental it was to them in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And just how much better everyone in the business has it today in regards to support systems, etc. So I hope that anybody that's in the business today is getting the help that they need, etc. Because, Canyon was an amazing wrestler, but we definitely don't want any more incidents like that to happen to any up-and-comers or anyone at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But last week's episode, however, is one that I've been looking forward to the most.
And fun fact, and not very fun in real terms, but it's also the series' lowest viewership.
That's crazy.
That episode was fucking awesome.
I know, the FMW episode was so good.
And I think it's just the fact it's a promotion no one knew about. So it's like, you had a high with Chris Canyon. Everyone knew who Chris Canyon was, but then you got this Japanese exclusive wrestling event that no one really knows about. And unless you looked it up beforehand, you're not really gonna know what's going on with it. Now, I know Hayabusa, and I loved Hayabusa, so I knew what the fuck was about to go down. And I loved that episode.
It was so fucking good. Just hearing kind of the rags to riches story of Onita.
That dude's a shiesty dude.
He is hella shiesty, man. But and
he was and I'm just saying, he had that older high school senior when you're a freshman who looks like he's cool vibe with his leather jacket, smoking cigarettes, just hanging out.
Yeah.
As weird of a vibe as that is, that's literally what I felt.
I know. He looked cool as shit. He really did. But he played it, he just didn't give any fucks whatsoever. He's just yeah, they fucked up. They should have listened to me, etc., etc. They fucked up my promotion, and then they fired me. Well, fuck them.
Yep, that's fair. It's 100% fair.
That's pretty much all it was. He was tough shit. And, he was super, broken up over Hayabusa, getting broken.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, man, that sucked. But that right there, Hayabusa crippling himself on that botched second rope moonsault was pretty much the nail in the coffin for FMW.
Mm-hmm.
But it was crazy, though, that the one owner that took over after Onita getting in deep.
Oh, the fucking ring announcer?
Yeah, getting in deep with the fucking Yakuza.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is a downfall. He owed money. So,
I know.
what was it? What they say? It doesn't matter if you die. People call him selfish for that because if they can't get it from you, they get it from your family.
Mm-hmm.
He literally left his family, killed himself, left his family to deal with the Yakuza.
Yeah.
You know, the family never talked about it, and that's probably for the best.
Yeah, it was probably best that they didn't, because they could have been like some of the Yakuza members have been Sans Pinky Digits.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, we've already all heard the legend of the Yakuza and, you know, missing digits from your hand for, you know, doing things that are a little less than savory for the Yakuza as a whole, etc. Hell, if you watched Predators, you know the coolest fucking character in that movie was a Yakuza guy who was missing 2 fingers on his left hand.
Yep.
Baddest motherfucker in the whole fucking movie.
Right.
Solo to fucking Predator with the katana. This dude was a beast. But
No fucks given.
None. But, you know, it was just crazy to hear how sketchy it was. And then also just Terry Funk, that old motherfucker.
Yeah, literally. Just like backhanded comments. Like, fuck
Just
that guy.
throwing so much shade. He's just like, he used to be cool, now he's a shithead. And they're like he didn't ever directly say it. They're like, "You have anything to say to Onita?" And he's just like, threw the deuces up. And they're like, does that mean anything? He's like, I don't know.
He's like, nah, I love the guy.
Yeah,
like,
wait.
That dude owes you money and you still hold it against him.
He probably owes Terry Funk so much money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh man, and then just how bad they fucked up that burning ropes match with Sabu and the Sheik.
Oh yeah, dude. I didn't even know about that match. That was a whole new story.
I had heard about it, but I didn't know all the details. And seeing that, I was like, holy fuck.
And like the whole time I was watching, I thought Sheik was gonna end up dead.
Yeah, I know.
The way they led up to that.
Yeah. I was just like, does he fucking die? No, he just has fucking 3rd-degree burns and like his skin sloughs off when they toss water on him. I was just like, oh fuck.
60, 3rd-degree burn, 60%. 60% of his body, I think it was.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, everyone's just like, well, the first thing, as soon as they started talking about Sabu, they flipped to Mick Foley and they're like, he's like, God damn, that dude is tough.
Yeah. Fucking is, man. That dude, he don't give a fuck.
No, he does not. And just seeing all of his fucking barbed wire scars.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that one shot where he's tangled up in the barbed wire and it's like around his neck and he's trying to pull it open and he's stuck in it.
Oh, yeah, dude. How that dude's not dead, I don't know.
Who knows, man? I know he's like permanently in pain. Basically, I've heard that just from all those injuries, he's just permanently in pain. Hopefully he's getting proper pain management and not old school pain management of booze and drugs. But, yeah, I mean, that by far was one of my favorite episodes of this season. I loved it. I love Hayabusa. I was glad to see him wrestle. If you remember way back when we did the research for the Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch episode, and we saw a clip from that infamous episode with Hayabusa and Onita. Because we watched that match.
Yep, that's true.
Onita's retirement match. But yeah, just seeing all the crazy gimmick explosion matches. The electrified pool, the electrified barbed wire, the exploding barbed wire, the exploding ring barbed wire death match. Oh, God. The piranha tanks. It was nuts. FMW was a fucking madhouse. They literally just threw shit at a wall to see what would stick. It's like giving a 5-year-old a fucking, like, idea book and say, all right, write down everything you think would be cool to see in a wrestling match to make things as, like, scary and, like, bloody as possible. They're like, okay. Piranhas.
Yes, I guess so.
Tank of piranhas. Bombs. Exploding ropes. Etc. It was nuts. Plain and simple. But I'm looking forward to this week's episode as well. It should be pretty solid.
What was this week's?
Bikers, Bombs, and Bedlam.
Oh, Johnny something?
Yeah. Johnny K9.
That's right, yeah. I'm excited about that one. Honestly, the next one that I'm super excited about is the XPW.
Yeah, the one on the 21st of this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got a pretty good lineup coming up over the next 3 weeks. The Johnny K9, Luna Vachon's the next one, and then XPW's the one after that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the last one, though. I think it might be. But either way, I'm fucking stoked. I'm glad the episodes that have come out so far have been less drama-filled than the Plane Ride from Hell episode. But anything else you can think of, man? Because we pretty much tapped all the topics that we planned.
I think that's it on my end.
All right. Well, if that's it, then everybody out there listening, thanks for tuning in again. We'll be back again next week with another riveting episode of Post to Post with us, the Brothers of Discussion. Possibly, we might even be able to get Weatheman in on things. Most likely, I think Weatheman will probably want to come back more after baseball season. I know it's getting pretty close to the end. He was going to be on tonight, but the Yankees are playing the Red Sox. He's like, I'm going to watch baseball. I was like, okay.
G-diddy and the Pickle.
No.
Wrong answer.
I guess that's going to be the title of the episode, G-diddy and the Pickle.
I'm for it.
G-diddy and the Pickle talk wrestling. Just remember, give us a follow on all of the social medias. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Hopefully we can get some more time to get these running a little better. Facebook, I keep a pretty good running cycle of like news article shares and things like that. Instagram I need to get better at. Twitter you need to get better at. But other than that, follow us there. Not too hard to find us. The links will be, the names will be in the show notes. Other than that, listen to us anywhere you find your shows. We're on Spotify. We are on Amazon Podcasts. Yeah. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on the old school iTunes store still. We're on Stitcher. We're on, I believe we're on Player FM. I know we're on iHeartRadio, Deezer, Google Podcasts. We're on fucking everything. You just need to find us and listen. That's pretty much it. Thanks to all the international listens. I'm hoping to God you're not just random bot farms. I hope you're real people listening. Please tell your friends. If I could say it in other languages, I would do it. But yes, tell everyone. Tell them to listen to the show. Also, more importantly, tell us whether we fucking suck or not. Interact with us on the Facebook page. Or send us an email at p2pwrestling@gmail.com. Email us. Tell if we suck or not. It don't matter. So,
yeah, my heart can take it.
Yeah. With that, big ups to our boy Falcon and the Polar, since I forgot to give him a shout out last week, but he's cool with that. He says,
How
hey,
fucking dare you.
Man, I was in the zone. I'm sorry.
No, I don't care what zone you are. Alright? I'm in a different time zone, and I would have remembered. In fact, I was there. I was in my hotel room. I was like, man, I hope we'll remember to shout out Falcon and the Polar on the podcast. And here you are. You fucking did.
Yeah, I'm sure your fucking polar senses were tingling. You piece of shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, my dad ass sense was tingling.
Yeah, dead ass. I was tingling.
Yeah, dead ass was tingling.
Anyway, big ups to them for making us sound good. And we look forward to seeing all of them boys very soon in the future. I'm still sad they're not going to be able to come to MagFest. Damn, vacation time just not panning out for them. But maybe next year. Either way, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks to them for making us sound good. And with that, we'll see you next week. Bye.